In January, the NOVO Foundation granted $1 million to 15 institutions to identify solutions to end commercial sexual exploitation of girls and trans girls up to 24 years old. Emory University's Rollins School of Public Health in Atlanta was one of 15 institutions to receive this award. In addition to Rollins School of Public Health, the unique collaboration includes the Barton Clinic for Child Advocacy, the National Center for Civil and Human Rights International Human Trafficking and LGBT Institutes, Youth Spark, the oldest organization in Georgia addressing child commercial sexual exploitation, and Convening House, Georgia. Together, the organizations are creating a comprehensive approach to identify interventions before girls and trans girls are victimized by exploitation, as well as institutions that may prevent sexual exploitation and support victims' journeys from surviving to healing. Please listen to learn more.
The Sparking Systemic Change Consortium exists to address the immediate needs of youth at risk for or experiencing commercial sexual exploitation in Fulton County while transforming systems to prevent it. Our collaboration consists of 6 Atlanta-based partners: Youth Spark, Convening House, Georgia, 2 institutes within the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, the International Human Trafficking Institute, and the LGBTQ Institute, the Barton Child Law and Policy Center, the Rollins School of Public Health, both at Emory University. Each partner contributes toward the shared goal of uplifting a model to prevent and respond to trafficking that's been proven to work here in Atlanta and that can be put in place in other locations throughout the United States. Youth Spark exists to serve as a safe place for vulnerable youth who've suffered abuse, neglect, trauma, and trafficking. In this project, we're responsible for providing direct services through our expanded model, which shifts the focus from a traditional victim narrative to one inclusive of the broader experience of most at-risk youth of color, particularly Black and Brown youth, to a survivor-centered model expanding notions of exploitation. In order to do this, we provide life-changing support, including case-managing advocates offering crisis intervention, legal advocacy, weekly group therapy, and empowerment activities.
For over 20 years, I've used coalition building as a strategy to prevent and eradicate human trafficking. The International Human Trafficking Institute will invite survivors of human trafficking to serve on our Survivor Advisory Board. The Survivor Advisory Board is essential in 3 ways. 1, to engage and hear wisdom gained from their lived experiences. 2, to ensure that all project activities are survivor-centered. And 3, to amplify the voices of survivors within our collective movement.
Convening House, Georgia serves youth ages 16 to 24 experiencing homelessness through a variety of programs and services that go beyond meeting basic needs to create a safe space with unconditional love, absolute respect, and support. In this project, we provide services to young adults to address the gap of youth aging out of systems of care, closing a pervasive on-ramp to trafficking within our community. We support the project's Survivor Advisory Board.
The LGBTQ Institute, housed within the National Center for Civil and Human Rights, is a leader in achieving equity through research and education. In this project, we work to ensure that trans girls are valued, that their voices are heard, and they have a seat at the table as this project develops. We want to ensure that trans girls, a population disproportionately affected by trafficking and sexual exploitation, are appropriately served through our project's work.
The Barton Child Law and Policy Center, housed at Emory University's School of Law, serves as an expert in child advocacy and juvenile justice policy. With this expertise, we lead the team's legislative monitoring and policy development strategy, helping to refine how legislators and policymakers understand the problem of trafficking here in our community to ensure that the laws and policies they create are targeted and effective.
Using our expertise in monitoring, evaluation, and learning, and bringing a public health lens to this project, our team at the Rollins School of Public Health aims to elevate the Youth Spark model through rigorous evaluation and subsequent sharing of findings with local, state, and national human trafficking stakeholders. Together, leveraging our unique strengths, this work will decrease vulnerability, reduce trauma, build individual strengths, and strengthen families of the at-risk and exploited youth here in Fulton County and beyond.